Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Maryland head coach Brenda Freese, student athletes Destiny Slocum, Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, and Brianna Jones. Coach will start with an opening statement, and then we'll open it up to questions for the student athletes. Coach?
First of all, I want to thank our fans who, took the opportunity to come out, maybe miss work, allowed some of their kids to miss a little bit of school time. Tremendous crowd for a 12 o'clock tip. Bucknell can't say enough about their program. They had a sensational season, really well-coached team, really disciplined, and, can't say enough about, who they are. I thought obviously we were led by our two seniors, and when you talk about that experience factor, that's what you have to be able to have, especially for your first NCAA tournament game. They started out first 20 points, no surprise there in terms of setting the tone, and allowed, I thought, our younger players and to be able to kind of get comfortable in terms of what they were doing. So we were really proud, obviously, of our defense being able to set the tone, especially on Claire. And then you talk about our assist to turnover ratio, 22 assists, 5 turnovers. We really shared the basketball and loved the fact that everybody scored and had a rebound in this game. So we're really excited about moving on.
Okay, this time we'll take questions for the student athletes only. Please wait for the microphone to be brought to you.
Shatori, knowing that you only have 2 games left here, now one, were you a little more locked in coming into this game in particular?
Yeah, we just tried to go out there and just play our game. I kind of forgot that I only have a couple more games here left. But like I said, it was a great team win. It was a great atmosphere. Like I said, we have the best fans in the country, and we love playing in front of them.
Shatori, you had to play 38 minutes last year in the first round. Being able to bury them early on, be able to limit how much energy you had to expend overall in this game, isn't that significant heading into a second-round matchup?
I just wanted to come out and just make, as a team, we wanted to come out and make them feel our presence. We're very, very versatile, especially with this group of freshmen that we have, talented freshmen that we have this year, just coming in and throwing different waves at them. And I thought that our bench was great today with Aisha, Kaya coming off the bench. We were able to show them different looks, and I think that played in a big part of the starters' minutes. We were able to throw different rotations, and I think that was a big factor in today's win.
Any more questions for the student athletes?
Bree, you had 4 steals today. Your steals are up dramatically this year. Just what's allowed you to add that element to your game this year on the defensive side?
I think it's just doing my work early and not just being comfortable in a position and just trying to move and get into a better position on defense. I think I worked on that over the summer, and then it just followed me into the season.
Jones, when you're able to post at will almost 5 feet from the basket, do you lick your chops? It looked like you got really happy when you were able to square up and dominate inside.
But it makes my job a lot easier when I have amazing guards out there hitting shots. So I just take advantage of that when I get the ball and just try to finish the play.
Bree or Shatori or Destiny, anyone, you just talk about kind of your mindset entering this tournament, entering this game, particularly maybe the disrespect factor of the 3 seed?
I think just like we've said since we've seen it, it's just a number in front of our name, and to go out there and just play Maryland basketball is all we can do. The name or the number doesn't change who we are as a team, and so as long as we go out there and do what we got to do, I think that's what is going to get us the farthest.
Destiny, you all forced 20 turnovers and were 23-3 in points off turnovers. How much do you think their pressure kind of bothered them a little bit?
Our pressure? Yeah. I think we really stepped up our game just defensively today. Communication-wise, we were really on, and the bench really came in and brought a big spark for us to just kind of keep things going. And I think that was really important for us that we started the defense pressure, and they came in and finished it. So it was great.
Brianna and Shatori, what are your memories from last year's disappointing loss, and how are you you've obviously got the second round in front of you. What are you taking into that that you maybe learned last year?
I think the biggest memory I have is after the game was over and just knowing that this was our seniors' last game and all the hard work they had put into the program here, and they had a great 4 years, and then just to have it end like that for them, I think that was the most disappointing part for me.
Yeah, I'll have to piggyback off that just because the coach really emphasized the seniors and just playing for them. So I feel like me personally, I kind of let them down that game because we lost. And it shouldn't have ended that way, especially like Bree said, all the hard work they put in. So I know especially a little piece of me like dedicates this season to them, being that what happened to their season last year.
Destiny, you've obviously played a lot already this year. Knowing that you were going to play at this level, how did it feel to finally get your first NCAA tournament game under your belt?
I mean, it was an exciting feeling. It's something you dream about as a kid, and to have such a great team behind me and just a whole program and the fan base here to just kind of lift us up and kind of give us an amazing first game, it was truly a blessing.
Shatori, you mentioned how you guys do emphasize the seniors so much. So was there a part of you that wanted to come out and set the tone the way that you did, and did that play into you two having that a hot start?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's part of me and Bree's goal, not just this game, but every game. Just to come out and set the tone, not just offensively, but also defensively. And I thought we did a really good job of that today. We were the first tip of the NCAA tournament today, so we definitely wanted to set a tone, just both sides of the ball.
Okay, time for one more question.
Destiny, hearing Bree and Shatori talk about the feeling last year of, letting down the seniors with the loss, how important is it for you and the rest of the team to, keep giving Bree and Shatori one more game?
I mean, I think it's extremely important. I think it's a big motivation for our team this year, especially when you hear the stories about how they felt last year. I know none of us want to feel that way, and we don't want them going out that way. And, I mean, they're two great players, and they're amazing people, and I think the best the best we can do is just, send them out in the best way possible.
Wow, thanks, man.
Okay, thank you, ladies. You're dismissed. Okay, we'll now open up for questions for Coach Freeze.
Brenda, season low, 5 turnovers. Kind of what went into that today to help you have such great ball security?
Yeah, I mean, they were joking with Rose. They wanted to know if that was a record in terms of the lowest amount of turnovers ever in our program. But, I don't know. I mean, it was incredible. We were clicking on all cylinders, just being patient, but, making really solid decisions. And obviously you see when we're not turning the ball over and giving ourselves extra opportunities, we're really, really good. But I think, setting the tone defensively really helped us lock in on the offensive end.
Coach, you were able to use a lot of players today. How does that bode well for Sunday as far as having fresh legs?
Well, huge. I mean, first of all, we wanted to kind of get those nerves and anxiousness out for a lot of 7 new players. When you talk about the NCAA tournament, I thought they presented early in the first half with some of them, so that was big. And then obviously, like we've talked about all year, your depth is huge, and when you get into foul trouble, being able to now have fresher legs going into Sunday's game where you're not having to play. I had forgotten the stat that Shatori played 38 minutes last year. And then when you turn around, if you have to play another high, heavy minute game, it definitely impacts your shot and how you defend.
Coach, coming into the game, did you expect Bucknell to attack Jones in a varied manner, maybe fronter, three-quarter, double on the catch, double on the move. Did you expect to see more of that than you did today?
Yeah, I thought maybe they were going to, maybe sag a little bit more, and definitely, I mean, she's used to, double and triple teams coming her way. But, credit, I thought Bucknell used their length. I mean, they have tremendous size at their 3, 4, 5 position, and, they gave her some problems early. She was fading away with that size, but then I thought she was able to settle in.
Brenda, specific to the minutes issue, did you have numbers in mind as the game started to be a little more lopsided as to the way you wanted to do it? How were you navigating that?
Yeah,
in the third and fourth?
yeah. That's always critical. I mean, sometimes that becomes your next biggest element once you're able to kind of get pull apart. And so yeah, we wanted to be able to get some rest for our starters. We know every round you advance, it gets that much harder in terms of what you're looking at. And then, like I said, I mean, just you never know which number is going to get called off your bench, and being able to get them that experience as well, because Shatori and Bree and Kristen and those three especially have played at the highest level, and don't need more reps at this point.
Coach, you've kind of said all season that the offense is there, but you've kind of harped on defense today. 20 turnovers. You really forced Bucknell to not be able to run their sets. Do you think like the defense is finally all coming together now at the perfect time?
It really is. I mean, I thought, since it's really become a stronger emphasis for us, and obviously, as we went into the conference tournament. But, and part of that is when you have, 2 freshmen on the floor, and you see some of the 6 freshmen and some of the breakdowns, it takes time. And so you do want to be rounding out at the right time come March.
Okay, any more questions for Coach Freeze? Time for one more.
Brenda, I know you've dealt with the seeding thing before, but I'm curious, does it affect your preparation or how you go forward at all that the higher quality competition is closer to you than it would be if you were seated lower?
I mean, it's a great point. That's how it's supposed to be matched up, right? So, I mean, I think you could question if we were a 3 seed, is it really matched up in terms of the different seeds? So, we found out last year with Washington and where their seed was at. It's really, matchups and personnel and how different teams present. I mean, I think as a coach, your strengths and weaknesses, and when you watch film on a different team, you can figure out what teams will give you problems and different things. So I still think it comes down to just your different matchups that you play within your bracket.
Okay, thank you, Coach, very much.
Thank you.
Maryland locker room will be open for about 10 more minutes till about 2:40.